Hi, this is Sam. Okay, so I'm going to do a recording here. I'll try to keep it short. So basically, to sum up the other two videos I just did, I'll say this is part three, and I'll put part three of explanation of infiltration or something like that. But it's not to fear, it's to focus and let people be aware. So I've just kind of stayed in my home. I'm trying to work at making sure I have nurse aides or other people helping me because of my health needs. But yeah, so basically what I've done is right now it's 11:38 a.m. I've been in my apartment the whole time. When the mail comes, I'll go downstairs and I always do voice recording wherever I go for my safety to of any interactions or false accusations of other people that live in my building who have mental needs and other stuff. I have disabilities, physical disabilities, and a fracture in my lower back and other things. But I was mentioning the different, like thumbtacks and other stuff. I wanted to show you the book I read, and I have an audio book. I do the one that's made simple for it, but it's Course in Miracles by volume. I got that for spiritual focus because it teaches you how to be able to do your own kind of miracles within this dream state reality that we're all in, is kind of how it talks and mentions different therapeutic techniques. A therapist was the one that did this back in the 80s or before. She was inspired in it, and I think they're connected to the Gateway program that the military did back in the 80s. And Greg Braden brings that up. He's a studier and he's an archaeologist and other stuff. He was an aerospace engineer. He's on Gaia now, but some of the Gaia stuff on there, I don't agree with all the different people bringing up different things, some of the history references, but most of them are accurate except for some of the whistleblowers in there about things. I don't always agree with all of them, but I know that they're getting it from somewhere because I've related to some of the stuff that they mentioned. But some of the stuff they're talking about could be other people's story that they're saying is their own. So I am always open about what my story is and what I've experienced. But yeah, so this is the book I read, A Course in Miracles, Mind Volume. Someone just knocked on my door, but I need to finish this recording for my health, like my doctor and others would want me to do, so that others would can be safe for what we're doing. I don't have any coronavirus or anything like that. I just have physical health issues and stuff, so I'm careful with what I do. I think whoever. Hold on, I'm gonna open my door real quick since I'm recording. Oh, it's just from Amazon. Uh, oh, well, this is good. Well, now I'm gonna have personal recording. I'm gonna have personal recording stuff in my home now. Just locked my door. You can see, locked my door. This is something I have up there for those that infiltrated my home. I had to do that because of the attack I had. I noticed it happened twice, and I noticed that they were amping up their secret attacks at nighttime on me. And so no one really understands unless they go through it. Other TIs target individuals and other stuff. They usually go after people that have weird experiences and notice that it's connected to military or private tech companies, maybe, or other connections of government. And we notice connections with FBI and CIA connections, possibly. Also, I don't know who to trust because others have said they've tried to tell FBI about these similar things, and FBI doesn't always help. But I'm not saying that they won't. I, if anybody that is any of those agencies wants to call me, my phone number is 801-499-4494, so I can discuss these infiltrations because I don't know who I can trust and who to talk to. But I've done these recordings so that people have. I have called the disability line, and I know that they may be watching this video and other videos. Because I told them that I have these videos on there for people to watch and my housing unit or others. But basically, so what will happen is they'll come usually through my hallway area and but then they'll also, I've noticed with tech, they usually can show up out of your bathroom or different stuff. And I've seen videos of other people noticing things, of weird creatures or weird stuff. Stephen Greer brings up about these things. Not everybody believes him, but what I've experienced, I don't feel like it's safe for me not to mention it because others that are going through it may need to know. And if you don't take it seriously, it could happen to you or is happening to you, and you may be ignoring it because you don't want to acknowledge it. And the more you ignore it, when you really can't ignore it anymore, they'll try to make you seem like you're nuts or whatever when you're not. You're just trying to be honest with weird experiences. And so this is, if you see, there is a wax thing on my table, my roller table here, um, and and somehow this penny got waxed on there. But I don't have any wax. But this is wax. Like I'm feeling wax. And I'm like, I don't have any clear wax or anything like that. That's strange. So I'm wondering, is this glue or did it? Nope, it's not glue because it's coming off like wax. So this is from some wax that they put there for a purpose, and I don't know why they put a circle and why they would put the shield side of the penny there. But they left these on my bed, and I found these different places as if they knew I would find them. And they match up like a puzzle piece, and it's really weird. And it came from pictures or stuff that I had or whatever, almost like they're trying to tell me about the mountain area that I've been in. But this is kind of my bedroom that I'm in. But I just wanted to let you be aware that that's what they do. But now I just got something on Amazon for my safety to monitor what happens when I go to bed or whenever I do stuff. So I'm letting you be aware what's going on. What else do I need to let you be aware of? Basically, I've already told you most of it in my recordings already, so you're good there. So my recordings already mentioned everything you need to know, and so about some of the stuff. Oh, the doctor's note. I'll just show you the doctor's note here. I'm not going to show you who the doctor is, but I'm showing you. I can give that to the personal people that need it or whatever. But it was July 22nd, 2019. To whom it may concern. My patient Sam Durbidge has multiple complicated medical conditions that require special conditions. He is very underweight. His scoliosis and has mental hardware in his body. Because of these conditions, he is on a special diet, but not a diet, more of eating a ton of stuff that's not GMO food or medical medicine or anything. I can't do that. I have to have organic, raw organic vegan type foods help because they medicate the meats and things, and I react to the meats and stuff for whatever reason. But even Daniel in the Bible brings up don't eat meat and go for those things. They've altered the scriptures in the New Testaments, acting as if there were certain things you could do, but now they basically genetic modify fish and everything. So even if meat was okay, it's not okay anymore for me because I react to all the chemicals and things that they put in and the geoengineering that they've been doing since the 70s. This is all Freedom Information Act. You can look up the information of what the governments have talked about and brought up. And not a lot of people know about this, but I let them be aware of it. They'd have to do their research on it for themselves. Don't take my word for it. Look into it and do the research. It's there. CIA, FBI, military, Gateway program, all of them kind of talk about it and talk about all the different stuff. People that are military know what I'm talking about when I talk about GMO versus non-GMO type stuff, like organic. They notice that it's healthier with people eating organic than it is for the other. But the public hasn't been told as much, but they now are being told. But then this epidemic happened after they were being told more. What's interesting is the quarantine happened right after I spoke out my book chapters on this channel and reread them and told them I'm not part of that church anymore because I saw the connections. And I'm not against anybody that's good in that religion and any religion that tries to do good and tries to do what's right for the wrong things they know are going on in programs they agree to that they shouldn't have. But they had no choice, is what a lot of them say, because they were threatened or they were told they can't send their scriptures to the world or do certain things that their religion would want them to. So they kind of compromised, which Christ always mentions, even if you do that, you need to still do what's right and stand up for all the wrong that occurred, and give what Caesar's is Caesar, but give God what God is God, and everybody is. And so the golden rule is the only rule, is what I always lead off and end with. And I have these kind of everywhere because after the infiltration that I had, they in my where a tack was under my belly, where I almost would have rolled on it and got stabbed, and where I also had a dream experience. It was like a me having a sleepwalking experience to my door, where I saw a Hispanic guy in military uniforms and things that are similar to what the Rock Johnson wore in Fast and the Furious when he first went after them. He was wearing like a tan colored pocket type stuff on him, and he was really buff. But this guy wasn't as buff, but he was Hispanic. It looked like he was bald or wearing a cap or some kind, maybe a. But I saw him and he was nice, but he was just doing what he thought he was told to do by whoever he's connected with, some agency or something. I didn't get his name or whatever, but he tried to steal my keys and my car keys, and I tried talking to him, and then after he gave me the keys and stuff back, I blocked out. But it was like he was afraid and had to give them back to me, as if some beings were with me and behind me protecting me, like guardian angels or something. I don't know how else to describe it. It was really cool. Had an experience where I breathed in the breath of life, or felt, and then I saw that they came in. Well, he rushed out, and it was like he went through Adjustment Bureau movie type of thing, or the Matrix 2 movie Reloaded, where they open a door and they end up in another city or place, like a different hallway than my actual hallway or pocket dimension or whatever. They actually have this information mentioned in the Gateway program studies and technologies on holographic technology and other technology that does exist, that now people are hearing about and it's coming out. And light bed machines are kind of connected to healing of similar technology connections that NASA and them all know about and have done and worked with all these programs. Well, A Course in Miracles and A Course of Love, I think they're connected to those programs as well, because some of the things they bring up, those are the studies and the information of paperwork or ancient texts from scriptural texts of all religions that talk about this connection. And so they did A Course in Miracles to give the truth of what things are from the ancient texts that other religions and stuff have been hiding from you and your religions, that they kind of made their own twists and stories on because of agreements to these different groups to do these MK Ultra projects and other stuff on people. But I noticed stuff when I was at Theta Wellness, certain stuff in 2017. I was hugged and balled by Christ and told me what to do, and it prolonged my life. Told me that how to get the cancer blood out of the, because I had a rare form of cancer blood that was growing in me, but the symptoms were worse than what it was going to turn into. And so I was warned by the endocrinologist that I would get it 100% if I wasn't safe, but it was a neurological, rare pancreatic prostate type connected cancer genetic form. And I guess it's just something that grew in me since I was younger. All the disabilities, the bone problems, and any eyesight issues that I had when I was younger or other times all had to deal with the genetic connected of chemicals that were put in my body by vaccines or something at birth, and before that, from the food that my mom ate or drank or whatever, because they put fluoride and chloride and stuff. In '84 there was a flood and some of it went in there, and I googled and Wikipedia'd it. I brought this all up in my book chapters about this, but I read it and brought up what I found out. But I even tried to ask when I was up in college, I tried to ask the people down in Benyon, Utah waterway about it, but I guess a court thing was going on right then, so they didn't respond to me because then I may be valid to the court thing that I didn't know was going on. But then after that, I couldn't do it. So I guess there was something that they know, and I should never got any, but I was affected by that chemical spill back then, and whoever did a court case for it forgot to let me know about it or find me because I was one that was affected by it. I noticed because I lived in that area and I had those disabilities and everything that they mentioned on the news when I was 11 or 13 when we moved to Layton, I think, at the new house. We saw it on the news. I remember I have a photographic memory, a selective photographic. We were watching TV in the front room of the house that my parents live at now. And me and my mom, and it mentioned that on Channel 2 or Channel 5 or 11, one of those three. I don't think it was Channel 13. I think it was either Channel 2 or Channel 5 or 11. But I think Channel 2 was the one. And I tried calling them, but they said they have all of that archived. So at the U, so I never was able to get it. But I did confirm it by Wikipediaing it and other stuff, finding out that there was a flood and it would affect, or the chemicals that were in there were metals and things. And the same things that are in those were put in your foods and other things and in your water and stuff. And I got results and information from the Department of Health for 2016 and 17 where they put chloroform in the water and stuff and they highlighted it and I showed it to my doctor and others about it. And so there should be record on that somewhere. But I'm just letting you know that I react to the chemicals and they noticed, and I had a pain journal on it. And so the doctor wrote this note that I have based off of those understanding conditions. And I've told nurse aides or any future nurse aides that are going to be coming around of my needs and that what I prefer to have. I also don't want any gang stalker programs, and I don't comply to those illegal and dangerous activities that they want to do to me and others. Is wrong and should be illegal, and it is technically a civil suit when those individuals are brought to justice and found. But the connection is connected to agencies. And so, any of you that know anything about this, please let me know and look into if you know anybody that's done stuff to me secretly and you have information, please reach out to me. My name is durbinsamuel@gmail.com. Also, um, please, please also call 801-499-4494. Now, I do record every call that I do, and I record any conversations I have with anybody for my safety because of these attacks that have been done secretly and upfrontly, and they get neighbors and friends and others to accidentally think wrongly of you or to misinterpret you or get them to be mentally messed with so that they feel like everybody's out to get them. And I've been able to kind of clear and do a lot of meditation focus so I don't worry about what is going on, but bless everything that's going on because everybody's connected. We're all one in some form or some way. Energy science explains it. Water science explains that water is memory. So we all drink water. So at one point or another, all water's been in everybody. So that's how that works. And that's a little scary for people to think about because of the whole virus and other things that have been done, which I know is more than what is being told. It's not really what they say it is. Um, and Bill Gates has the patent on it. You can look into COVID-19 and other stuff from what I've heard. And he talks about another viral thing is going to come, and he's connected to the UN and others, and which is obvious. Most of the people that are rich and wealthy are connected and in the know of the plans of what they're going to do in governments and epidemics. So there you go. I bless you all. I just want to let you know I'm more about meditation. I have a prayer room, so I like the movie War Room and Facing the Giants type of stuff. But I do believe in Christ in my heart type of thing, but more of an unconditional Christ because of the one that came to me telling me that there's more forgiveness than people told us. And I do accept if there is a Christ that died for my sins, I do accept that in a way, but it wasn't necessarily needed based on what I was experienced and told. And I was warned and I was told, let people know that Jesus is always with them. He can touch your arm and heal you or help you and calm your pain. He would love to heal you fully, or Jesus and other angels would love to heal you fully if they could, and ascended masters, but they only can do that if it's safe for you to have it done. Because if they healed you automatically, then everybody was like, "Oh, you're magically healed," or whatever. Then you'd be targeted by all these agencies even more. And so I was told how to naturally heal by going organic vegan. I learned from a blood doctor who worked at the Pentagon and who said, and he had articles and stuff. I looked into it and found other blood doctors that mentioned things on YouTube or whatever, and have written books about it and research and all that. I tried it out myself. I talked to my doctors about it, and then I tried it out, telling them what I learned. They let me do what was needed because other stuff wasn't working, because they couldn't do radiation or anything on me, even though they were secretly doing it, and I caught them secretly doing it to me in pills and stuff, knowing that I had cancer secretly, or that they were trying to get rid of cancer symptoms they were noticing, but not telling me that I had them. And I found out from a nutritionist who has a husband that was in the military and the Air Force. And she said that they do that. The doctors will do that. They tell you those things and they hide that. It's part of their process. And my mom and others don't know that they do that. I tried telling them that that's what I learned. I learned from military and others. So I've been targeted ever since I wrote my book and put it out. I've redid my book on videos on here. And I just want to let you all know that I care about you. You can also look at my Samuel Loomis channel. I try to have links below in other videos to that other channel that I've done on the book chapter, and I have a playlist for the book chapter. But I love you all. I'm trying to keep this short, but I just need to let you be aware of what's going on. But yeah, I have been personally affected and attacked, and again, I showed you this isn't the one that I know was it, unless it is, and they moved it around while I slept. Sometimes they can do that. So, but this one right here is similar to what was under my belly. Yeah. And when I found it, and that happened twice. The first time I thought maybe it was me accidentally getting it on my bed somehow, but my bed is a high up bed, and it's a specialized therapeutic type bed, and for massage or need for my back needs. But I usually try not to use it unless it's required. But I just this is my concern. And so this bed being this high and having other stuff, I just have personal things that I have for my health. That's specialized health food type chips that I have to eat here and there because it's grain free chips. I don't do gluten or corn or anything. I'm more natural, vegan, organic, dairy free, non chemical as best as possible. And then I pray for that food just in case there might be secret things going on with them. I try to pray for whatever I look for and go for because that's all I can really do and research as best as I can, but that messes with my needs of focus of fracture and stuff. So I know what can help, and that's meditation and doing the meditation practices I mentioned on this channel and other videos in the meditation video. And I've also shared other channels that can relate with those kind of things. So anyway, here's the bed. So over there was where I saw this carpet piece that's here. So, and two little things that were in the bed. But then I found them other places all throughout the salt lines in my apartment, which is weird because it was in places that never would have gotten my tree on there, because the tree was in December that I had that I would have put over in the corner that's kind of over here. Carpets that I gotta get nurse aides or someone to help me get out. I've even told a friend, and he said he might help because of my back. I have to put it on my walker or something because some of them are heavy. Um, and if I'm not careful, I could go paralyzed or brain dead because of the brainstem connecting to the nerves and the things of that lower back gap fracture area. It's in the lower back area. I have showed you my hand, my arm. Let me show you again. This is my arm. I can't fully extend, as you can see. I try to do it, but it won't straighten. I was born with club feet, club hands, so they had to do therapy, and none of it worked. I also have a surgery where when I was in junior high, I was on a friend's bike, and he was on mine, and we went through a puddle. He said it was slippery, and it was just in a cul-de-sac by my house. And then I went there and in Layton when I lived in Layton, and then I fell and it broke, and it caused me to have wires and surgery on there. But I don't have any wires or anything in that arm anymore that I'm aware of. They took all of those out, but now the arm doesn't fully extend. So I have issues with that, and my strength isn't as strong. And this arm is said to not fully be able to extend or have a straight hand as much, but it looks pretty straight to me. But some people tell me it's not. So I don't know when they've noticed. But I have one leg that's shorter than the other. I've showed that. I have a scar. I wear specialized socks because I scrape and bruise easily. As you can tell, you'll see some scrapes and bruises. But I broke 13 bones my first year of life and then more due to just easy bone breaking things connected to the rare cancer connection. There's some kind of C8 type cancer or whatever. It's a rare blood cancer, but it's connected to chemicals. It was all just because of chemicals, and those same chemicals are being put in your GMO foods and anything that you don't know is raw, organic, natural. Even the organic, some of them are being gene edited in USDA organics, I guess, is what I've seen articles on and stuff, and medical. So you got to do your research on food, read every ingredient, even if it says that it's natural. If it doesn't say, and if you don't research the company or the product itself of what they actually put and how they prepare that food, then you may not. I go for several certifications. This is one food I do. Certifications, 20 grams protein. I need to have 5 servings of these a day, but I can barely have 1 or 2 because of my funds, money. Even the doctor mentioned that on the notes. Again, here's the note. He actually wants me to do more than $1,000 a month, just as much as possible. But I don't have the money necessarily to do that because I got to pay rent and other things and government housing and other stuff. And so I've let them know and I've let others know and I've prayed. So I've been trying to grow indoor food in jars to try to do hydroponics or something safely. And so I've been doing that, but I haven't really had any good luck yet because I'm still learning how to do it. But I also need help from others to be able to have the resources to do more of that. But I do have seeds so that if I ever had to move somewhere else and I had a yard and I could grow, I could start growing in a bigger yard or somewhere with those seeds to plant for peas and spinach and other things. But I'm really trying to do what I feel I need to do for me. But yeah, there's a lot of things going on, and I just thought I'd let you be aware that I care about all of you. I love you all. I bless you all. But yeah, this is what I go through. So my fracture in my lower back. I was going to show you my scar. So sorry for those that don't want to see it. Turn away. But there's most of the scar. In the back, it goes all the way up to my neck almost. And then I have this scar where they took a rib out of my side. All the way to my back, I think, almost. Anyway, that was when I was 13, and I've had other stuff, and So I used to have raspy face and arms and stuff from the cancer stuff, but I still have the physical fracture and other things that I'm still working at healing. But the cancer, genetic cancer, is being dormant in causing those effects. But I do have other personal effects of personal stuff that is more male, um, hormonal type things that I'm not going to go into. That I've had issues where I guess medical records say that they had to pull certain things down when I was born and certain stuff. So I have some kind of sickness with that. And from other things and experiences I had from these abductions, I felt, and I've told the doctor, I feel like um, I'm losing that problem, and I'm having those sicknesses more since 2015 when I had that weird experience, and then other abduction experience and other infiltrations from people coming in and trying to secretly abuse or mess with me, where I can't do anything because I'm either gassed and put out or think it's a dream. And then I try to get out of the dream when I realize it because angels or whoever wake me up and say, you need to stop this or wake up, or get these guys, be aware that they're in and doing it so that you can tell people and know who they are. So I know what they look like. The one man is Hispanic, and I know his height or what he. If I saw him, I would know him. But he was a nice guy, and I don't want anything to happen. I think he was just doing what he was told he had to do. But he thought I didn't believe in God, and that's why he said he tried to steal my stuff. And it was really quick. I just asked him, I said, why are you stealing give me my keys back, give me my stuff back. So he gave me my keys or whatever back. And then he said he was sorry. He says, I'm doing it because you don't believe in God. And I said, that's not true. I do believe in God. I believe in the law of attraction type of connection. And I did have a Christ experience. And so it seemed like they want to make them seem like they're religious war people coming after you with secret tech that they have, but it's not secret tech, it's public record. It's in the Gateway program information, hints to these technology, but I've seen it firsthand because they've been used against me and others. And MK Ultra projects bring up some stuff too that they do. They have nano dust, nanotech, nano things. You know that they have liquid nano because you can get stuff for your phone. I even have this phone here has a glass pane nanoid glass pane, but they try to put it in your vaccines and other things, and they're talking about doing that in the medical um, records. You can look it up that they want to chip babies at birth in their foreheads and all this stuff. This is biblical. And so I stay away from all of that. And who knows how many implants or things they secretly may have put in me that I don't want in me that are wrong. They shouldn't be doing that. I don't apply to that. But luckily, I can still have my own mind. So it shows that I don't have the mark of the beast because I'm standing up against any kind of mark of the beast type of technology that can harm or control. I'll let other people choose for themselves. I'm not saying that you should or shouldn't. I'm saying that I'm not going to because that's to me not what I want. I want to ascend spiritually and do manifest spiritual stuff because that's what's helped me. The others harmed me and I react to. And doctors and others notice that and I let them know about it. Now, I pray a lot and I care about a lot. Oh, here's another product. I don't know that I eat that's healthy for me, but I don't always eat this. I go for others that are more organic. But this is what I've done here and there to help other people. It's called Nugo bars, dark bar. That's a mint one. There's pretzel and other stuff, but they're healthier vegan form of or non-GMO, so they don't have as much as the GMOs. Some of them may still have stuff, but they try not to as much as possible. And some of them are manufactured in places where they have others that may do that. But anyway, there you go. I also have this hydroponic thing that I haven't read yet or looked through yet. I don't have really a lot of means to do that, but now I have cameras that I'm going to set up and have for myself, and I might use those camera feeds if I feel I need to warn to show people what is going on with these secret invasions, if any come, so that they can see certain stuff that are happening, why I'm sleeping or different stuff. So I'm just letting you all know that this is kind of the big deal here. There's a lot that happens, and it's not always safe for us to have all this happen at once. For us to target individuals because they target us because we know too much. We witnessed things that we weren't. They were trying to use us for whatever purpose because of our intellect or IQs, because they knew that we would figure it out or that we would do something. So some of them have come and messed with us through time. They have a quantum computer type technology. I'm not even joking. You can actually look it up in the military records and things for Gateway program and other technology, and they actually can use technology now where they can do stuff like they bring up in the Black Tower show with the guy that what's that guy's name? He's in Failure to Lance and 10 How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days, whatever that guy actor's name is. I can't remember. I could look at this real quick, but I'm trying to sum this up. Basically, he's this guy that's a dark, evil, wizardy dude, and this boy has visions of other worlds, and this cool African American guy helps him or whatever, and he's a gunslinger or whatever, and he shoots demons or bad guys to try to save them from having all the Black Tower crash and have the evil dark things outside of our 10 realms to come in and try to take us out. And they can shapeshift and look like they are our family members or other people. Well, there's technology where they can do stuff like that and body switch, and they bring that up in the Gateway program. So they bring this up in movies, and the things that they bring up in shows, you think it's fiction, it's actually based off of um, project information that they've been doing in the military and stuff that they know is going on. That they don't tell the public, but they tell it publicly in public record because of Freedom of Information Act for everybody that looks for it. So it's not like it's secret, it's out there. It's just they don't publicly tell through the media, and they do at times, but no one knows when to believe the media and when not to. And so you have to kind of look for yourself and research for yourself. And so I looked into it because I had to for my health, and I don't like making up stories. I like to be factual and be aware of what's going on for myself um, because of what I witnessed. But I don't expect you or others to believe or not believe unless you witness it, but it needs to be told because if I die, it's because of these programs that have been coming at me. And so those things have been very concerning. And if they're doing it to me, how do you know they're not going to do it to your children or grandchildren or you, or haven't been doing it to you and you haven't noticed? What they could do with that tech is they could rape you while you're sleeping with gases and vaccines that have drugged you and you don't know what's happening and you think you're just having a nightmare. And then you realize you're not, or you're having a weird erotic dream that you don't know what it is, and then you find out it was them. See, that's how horrible these are, and you can struggle. And me being physically disabled, I've had angels and stuff wake me up and protect me and stop them many times. But how many times do those angels need to intervene when we should be doing it for those that know these things are happening to me and others? And I let you know. I was told by the being to let them know, let people know to help protect others. And I do say, if you believe in Jesus or not, Jesus cares about everybody and is more of an ascended master, unconditional person, in my feeling of belief, that helped me cure cancer or gave me answers to cure cancer. I healed for 4 days after I was bald and hugged at Fetal Wellness in a therapeutic session. I was able to read minds of people and knew things about them that they didn't know that I would know, and some of them cried and thanked me because they said, "How did you know that?" I said, "I just had a weird experience," and I shared the experience to them that was really cool and peaceful, where I could read the thoughts of Christ and the feelings, and I was shown the book of names and that I'm in it and that I would be okay, and that no matter what I do or say between now and 2019 and on, that because of my heart, I would be okay, and that Christ and them and other beings are coming because of all of these abuses that are happening to children and others, because of the babies, because they're putting that in foods. You can look at the patents. They're putting DNA, human stuff. They bring it up in the symptoms. They bring it up in the Illuminati card game, and many people have noticed that in the 1995 version and others that they predict the future. Well, they bring up about you eating food, poison and medical, and eating human. That you're all are. There's a picture on there that I saw someone showed on that game. So just be careful, be safe. Um, I'm letting you know the way that we can help each other is to meditate in a non-medicine called Gift of the Blessing that Greg Braden talks about, where you bless every circumstance. And then there's a non-medicine hospital that was able to bless people in Beijing, China. In 2001, it was shut down because of political stuff, but they brought a lot of that knowledge here to the U.S. and other places in the world. But Deepak Chopra knows about it, Greg Braden knows about it, and they talk about meditation, how it can heal, and it can heal your neighbors and everybody around you. But I'm just letting you be aware, this is something that I wanted to finish and let you know and record, that this is just what it is. So if you want to call me, anybody that may have information or in these agencies that know they can protect and be there for me more rather than against me and others, those that are trying to stop these crimes and these issues and know that are in FBI, CIA, or whatever, that are good people, please call me and get a hold of me so we can do the right thing for each other. And no matter what, even if you're atheist, you can all call and ask for Christ to be there with you in your heart, because Christ is already in there. Buddha's in your heart. All the ascended masters of all different religions are there with you that existed, whoever they are. I'm not going to say who did or who didn't. I just know that Buddha was mentioned by that Christ. And so Christ and Buddha I know existed because I saw the beings tell me that, and I trust that being that was there for now, unless the being tries to do something different, which I haven't noticed that being do it. But I can tell when other beings try to act like that being, because I know that that being was way different than what any other being would ever feel that I've experienced being affected by. But that being told me that I'm not nuts about what was going on and how to help heal myself and how to clear my mind and my heart so that I can function better and do better. And so I did. And my doctors were impressed because after learning all of that from that therapy session, and it got rid of a lot of anxiety, a lot of issues. But back then I was able to handle things, but I needed this for the record to let you be aware. I do love you. I bless you. I'm not the best video maker or FaceTime explainer, joker as much. I try to be caring and honest and authentic. So be safe. I love you all. I bless you all. But if you ever want to reach out to me, just know that I do record every call that I do for my safety. I am a minister, and I did share my credentials, or I tried to, in one of my videos. But basically, I have credentials as a minister. This I have that I got from the minister store, but it's ulc.org. This is a Jedi Knight. I also have a permanent disability thing that the military gave me when I went to Yellowstone as a baby with my parents. They gave it to them for life, where I can access to different military engineer places and stuff. So I should have access to those things personally. So if they're using things against me, that's wrong of them, but I don't want to blame. But I've noticed some weird stuff. And if someone doesn't take action and try to look into this for me, for those that can, because for those that can, please look into the situations. I don't know who to call or who to talk to. I did try to call NASA when I first had my weird experience, trying to tell them, but no one called me back from them. I tried to talk to other people, but then I got a hold of someone who worked at NASA and others, and they told me that what I saw was real. And they talked to me about how they worked with them or different things. And then I had different stuff. And so that's why I wrote the book, because I got different people telling me things. And some of them asked me not to mention who their names are or whatever. And some of them I'm not sure if they would want me to. But I just met them in passing. After I met them, I didn't see them again. Some of them even talk to the nutritionist, and they know stuff. There's stuff the military people know. And most military, if you ask them direct questions about things, they will tell you flat out because they feel they have the right to tell you, for those that ask directly, because a lot of them choose to serve the people and the country of the people and everybody, because they are God loving individuals, or they have belief that they are. And so in the religions that they follow, regardless what they are, if they care about you as a person, an individual, they will tell you the truth, even if it's strange. And so I even have different stuff on my wall that I care about. Like this is Flying Tiger hat. I even have, or not hat, sorry. This is a picture. I have a hat in my that my uncle gave me, who was in the Flying Tigers. Um, and I have different meditation stuff that I do for to help me with my healing. And I pray for my neighbors. I even showed that in the other video. I'll do this and then I'll end my video. Here's my prayer room. Sit there, boxes, so that if I need to box up anything, I can. These are just prayer room stuff, strategy lists that War Room the movie brings up. This again. This is just stuff. Not all of the things that are checked really have occurred yet. Some of them I checked too early, but these are just information about what I do for people and neighbors. I sit there, I have a pillow here for my feet and or other stuff, and I pray, and I have salt here for any entities or bugs that try to come in, and it helps with energy and healing. I was told to do that for my air, and I do Celtic salt and Himalaya salt. I even showed my doctor, and he said, yeah, keep doing what you're doing. So I am medically doing what the doctor wants me to do with my medical conditions and stuff for the salt being in every corner, because this is a technique that ancient individuals have done or have mentioned you could do, and they bring it up in the show Supernatural to do that kind of stuff. So there's hints that all of the good and all the bad sides, whoever is good or bad, you don't know. And so you just got to listen to all the hints wherever they are, even if they're Disney saying it, or um, elites or actors mentioning it. Because how do you know that they're not doing it to be safe to you? How do you know that the writers aren't trying to warn us secretly in the way that they're allowed to? Um, and so this is how they do it. Some of them do it to warn you to look like they're the good guy when they could also be the bad guy, because that's how they do. They let you know all the bad things they're doing, so because they don't believe in hiding it, because that's the best way to hide it, is to bring up the truth and make you think that they're joking or lying when they're telling the truth. Some of them also avoid certain conversations because they know too much about those conversations of things, and they don't want to talk about that. They don't want to tell anybody about it, because they don't want to have, because once those things are brought up, then certain agencies or certain people look at that show, and then they get audited from those groups that they're a part of. And so that's the danger of this world. But I believe in meditation and prayer, not fear. It doesn't mean that I won't get scared or worried, just like anybody would. But I'm more about the AKIM, the Course in Miracles. I read the Course in Miracles. I have the book on audio and other stuff, and I just listen to those when I feel I need to. Right now, I'm kind of just resting my back and things for now till I feel comfortable. But there's so much information that I've noticed throughout my whole life, and too many weird experiences that I've had. I've tried sharing this before, but even when I was a little boy, a boy named Roberto, I don't know who that is. I can't remember, but if he remembers me, that's cool. I was so young. I remember there was one boy that I remember had blonde hair. There was some other Hispanic boy or whatever that was nice too. I think I vaguely remember some of them, but back in those days, I don't remember much of my memory. And I'm wondering if there was secret infiltration that happened during that time of when I was really young. So that would have been like 4 or 5 time frame, and I have scattered memory. But any memories I do have are selective photographic memories of remembering a video and everything. remembering how I felt and what was going on. It's pretty vivid in what I thought and was aware of, even if I didn't know words at the time. So um, I remember my thoughts and how I felt so I'm an empath thinker. So even if I don't hear words, I can hear thoughts of feelings, even if they're in other forms of language. Think and them thinking it. It comes translated into the language that I know or recognize normally. And that's how you can actually telepathic talk to babies and others. There's research on this. I've tested it out myself when I heard about it because everything's connected by energy science and stuff. So I tried it out. I tried to think, oh, let me try to talk to a bug or a bee or a bird through telepathic thought as if it can hear me even if I can't hear their thoughts. So I tried doing that and they would hear me. I didn't hear necessarily them, but they responded when I asked them to do something and they moved away right when I told them to with my thoughts. If I tried to say it out loud, they wouldn't listen. So I did it with my thoughts and words. And you can do that with dogs, cats, anything. Doesn't mean that they'll follow you right away because some of them are affected by the energies of their owners or people that they have um, gotten close to and been around and affected by. And some of them may not even be cats or dogs or birds or whatever. They may be technology that I know CIA and others use that I've noticed. But I don't know what is real and what isn't. But I can tell that the smart ones could be not real. But I've noticed some really interesting things through that. And I have telepathic thoughts and feeling where I have spirits or whatever I feel are telling me things at times when I say something, they agree with me or say, yep, that's true, or yeah, it's this and that, or as if they're talking. And I've also, I can't know if those are spirits or people infiltrating, and I'm hearing some feedback from implants that were put in my head by secret government agencies or abduction agencies or beings. And HCT METs are among us, and ETVs and CTVs do vacate above us, levitation. Um, and so that's something you can talk to Coley, um, my friend on Twitter, Coley, UFO Coley, something else, but I think she should probably change her name to ETV or something, but maybe she has a reason for the UFO name because she knows UFOs are just considered unidentified flying objects, but they're not really that. Some of them are something else. So until you know what the real thing is called, you have to say CTV or ETV vehicle. Um, and so there are different names for them that they know in the chatters that military chatter has, and these ETVs, HETs chatters do. And so some of you may not know that one of you among you is not human and is actually an HET, but many of us have different DNA from different situations that are connected, and I may even have connected ancestry to that because my bloodline on 23andMe said that I'm connected to Neanderthal 50 something percentile, which is really high, it said, for my blood. But that was probably because of the chemicals and things that done from the flood, and it messed with my genetics. And I didn't fully develop like I should have because of the food that my mom was eating and drinking that was healthy food in her eyes. She never drank alcohol or anything like that I'm aware of. She was a very religious person in her church, and they're against alcohol and smoking and things like that because it's not healthy for that. And I grew up in that atmosphere, and that was good for me to do that because I already had enough problems already, and so I wasn't going to do that. And so I try to stay away from that because it can affect my lungs and things anyway because of my health, the way that I'm already not. So when I go outside during these quarantine times and stuff, I do wear a mask and I do wear gloves. And these are some there. And this is the mask. It's kind of a ski mask type one that I've worn but I could use something else, but it helps with my breathing and stuff. But anyway, whenever I go outside of my apartment or outside, not just opening my door and grabbing a package or something, but just going out there, I usually try to do that. Um, anyway, but I just want to let you know that now I'm going to set up some stuff, and so you might see some future videos of nightlife or camera type things. But for now, I want to let you know that I appreciate you and I care about all of you that care about people. Please take what I say to heart. Forgive me for anything you choose not to agree with me on. I don't mean it to cause harm or rudeness or to bring false flag. I mean to bring information for us to all research and be aware of. But I've witnessed some pretty scary things and concerning things, and I am waiting for needs to be met. And my doctor and others know that those are required. So I need at least $1,000 or more a month to pay for food, just for food, and then have the other stuff. And I can barely do that. I've told Medicaid and food stamps people, SNAP balance people, and whatever, and none of them have really complied or been aware. But it was all because of these abduction scenarios and issues of disabilities since birth, of brittle bones or different stuff that I found out are connected to GMO food and chemical spill when I was born. And I tried doing everything I could. That's why I wrote my book. Christ told me to write my book because someone might see it, and someone that's willing to help will and could, but it will be up to them to do the right thing. And he knew that, but he says if they don't help or whatever, then he'll intervene with things for me and against those that have done harm to me and others. But it would be better for them to do good. But that being doesn't believe in harming anyone and loves everybody, blesses everybody, in grace, so we can stop hurting one another because we're all each other. So he just corrects us all from doing damage to one another or puts us in our place when we do it so that we can vent and get better and stop doing those things. But again, I'm I'm gonna say that there are some things. And so now I've done all of this stuff here. I got this. See, I even have this. I got this when I was born. But I've noticed some alterations to it during weird experiences where this thing showed up out of nowhere from some tech machine that cracked my old phone that I had. And then this showed up as a crack. And then this right here showed up as well. Isn't that weird? It was like it's like the paper and the glass and the phone glass are like related as if they're different lifetimes. I've noticed certain weird things as if once one thing gets altered, something connected to a past lifetime of itself gets altered and messed with too. That's something new that I'm bringing up to you that many of you may relate to and wondered about. But yeah, I've seen different stuff. I accidentally stepped on a snail once, but then I've taken pictures of a snail doing a triangle dot. I have that in my slide videos of my experiences for the book chapters, and I bring that out, that long one. Those are really long videos, and this one is too, but I bless you. I ask you to call me. My phone number is 801-499-4494. And my email is derbysamuel@gmail.com for anybody that can help me or reach out to me and be there. Funds or whatever, I don't expect anything. It's no strings attached type of stuff. Respect for my needs and others. And just pray with me and meditate if you want, or just on your own. If you don't feel comfortable, contact me or talking to me. Just be safe. There is a lot of things going on that people don't tell you, and I just want you to be safe, and that's why I bring it up. So good luck, and please, anybody that could reach out to me that does know these things and can protect me against these other entities that have tried. The best thing that's helped me is doing the Celtic salt in Himalaya, and it stopped a lot of entities, but they try to send good people within their groups. that don't know these other people that are telling them to do stuff are bad. They think that they're doing it for a god or their creator person and that they're connected to that. And so they deceive them or trick them to go after good people like me who just want to pray and manifest things for me and other people's needs and help. Anyway, bless you all. Take care.